Hello everyone, I'm back. I've got Doug with me today. We've got a story to tell, haven't we, Doug, about something that's happened. So you know I've been on holiday. On the third day I was there, I had a phone call and it was from the area code of the area that I live in. And I thought, oh, what's this going to be? And they said, hello, it's the vets here. We've got Doug. And of course, I thought, oh, he's been run over. But no, my mum had been to feed him in the morning and had gone back a bit later in the day and he wasn't anywhere to be seen. And that's because someone had taken him from the streets and put him in the vets because they thought he was a stray cat. Now, I don't know if I've told you this before, but in the summer, he spends more time outside than he does inside, and he turns into a right user. He comes in for his food, and then he will leave us for the rest of the day. So, someone must have seen him, and it was a really rainy day that day as well, and he can get in by himself. And sometimes he'll sit on the windowsill, and I'll open the door and say, come on, Doug, come on in you come. Is that my cat voice? I had to teach my mum that cat voice before I went away so she could call him in. And he just won't come. He'll sit there looking at me, and then people walk past the house and see me with all blankets and hot water bottles and stuff, and this cat outside, and they think I'm the worst owner ever. But anyway, the day that he was taken to the vets was a very rainy day. So he must have looked absolutely pathetic. So my mum had to go and get him from the vets at about 8 o'clock at night. And you were in a prison, weren't you, Doug? Oh. So I thought, oh, what am I going to do? So I just put a post on Facebook with a picture of him, because he's very distinctive. He's got this smiley face foot, can you see there? A picture of him, and I said, this is not a stray cat. Please share around this area. He's got a very loving home. Please do not take him to the vets. But thank goodness he was microchipped, because we would have, I don't know what would have happened. He probably would have ended up in a cat's home. So that was a very close shave, Doug. Just come in the house. It was raining today, so he is in, aren't you? I think you've been a bit, that made him worry because he hasn't been too far since we've been back. Oh, can you hear that chair I'm sitting on? It's the most creaky chair in the world. I might have to swap it round in a minute. Anyway, I don't know if I've said, but I'm Paula, and this is the Stitched by Mrs. D podcast, possibly episode number 12, but I'm not 100% sure. So I've been so excited to see you all again. I've got loads to show you all. So I will start. So my first thing is something that you saw last time that I've now finished. Now this is the Bubble Cowl by Stephen West, and I finished it. So I made it all from either leftover sock wool, and also I've got some minis in here that I got from my Instagram Instagram friend Katie when we did a swap. So here it is. So it's all the ends are encased. I haven't sewn a single one in. They're all connected with knots, and you can't tell. The only end I had to sort out was the one that I used to tie the start to the end. So shall I put it on and show you? It's so big. Isn't it lovely? That is just what I want. Is that the front? Yeah, that is just what I want from a cowl. Perfect. And look, it's actually supposed to be a hood, so you can wear it like that. And I can imagine myself doing that because none of my coats have got a hood. But it's lovely. I think you could wear it the other way as well, so you have the big bits at the front, so you had more stuff like tucked down the front of your coat. But yeah, I used all leftovers and some swap stuff, and I held it all with baby wool, and I used just under 200 grams of the baby wool 4-ply. Now, I don't know if you remember me saying last time, but I actually made a mistake when I started this because I got very excited. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. So if you look at these bubbles, they're graduated, but these ones are all in a row because I thought I knew what I was doing. So what I did was, when I got back round to the smaller bubbles again, I made it so that they were just in lines again, so they'd look the same. But I love it. I nearly stayed up late the day before I went on holiday so I could finish it, but then I thought, no, don't be silly. Have it as something to look forward to when you get home. So that's what I did. I love it. And I keep saying to everybody, oh, isn't it lovely? Try it on, but no one cares. They will in the winter. I bet they'll be all over it. Although my oldest daughter, Meg, she liked it. She's now getting to the age where she's starting to want my stuff, which is going to be a little bit of a problem, but it's nice for someone to take an interest. So yeah, shall I get my coat and show you? Oh, but I can't really because Doug is here. I'll do that at the end. So that's my first finished thing. I love it, and I'd make another one. My husband has asked me to make one for him in grey, but I don't know if that's a bit boring for me to do, so I don't know whether that will happen or not. Oh, you're purring, aren't you? Oh, he's a lovely cat. I'm still a bit cross with him though about getting himself in such a muddle. If he just stayed in, that would never happen. So my next finished thing is a sewing thing. Now, do you remember last time I told you that I'd ordered some fabric from Rachel from Sew Ray Me to make a quilt with for my front room? Well, it arrived and I opened it and I was so pleased with it for 3 reasons. Number one, it matched exactly. It was the exact same colours that the picture was on the internet. You know, sometimes you can open something and think, did I order this? Is this what I ordered? But no, it was exact. Number two, it was pretty, very pretty. And number three, because I bought 2 meters, I opened it all up and then I looked, and the flowers, the pattern, were in exact diagonals in both directions, which meant that when I made the quilt, I didn't have to mark any lines out at all. So, oh, I was so happy about that. So here it is. It's very big. This is half of it. I've folded it in half. I've just backed it with some red fabric that I had already. I think that was from my mother-in-law, maybe a couple of Christmases ago. And I bought some red spotty bias binding from my local shop. Now, I woke up Sunday morning and I just thought, I'm going to make that quilt today, and I did. So when I make quilts, sorry dog, we'll have to go together. Hang on a minute, I'll just show you what I use. You're still purring, aren't you? What a good boy. I don't buy special wadding. You know that you can buy packs, like Hobbs packs and stuff like that, of like pre-cut quilt wadding. I don't buy that. I buy this stuff. It's actually curtain lining and it's all fluffy. I don't know what it's made of, but it's really cheap, and I just use that. So what I did was I laid it down on the kitchen floor, and then I've got some spray. I sprayed it over the top to stop the fabric from slipping. And then I laid the red fabric on it, waited for a minute, turned it round, and then I did exactly the same and sprayed and then put this on the top. And then I just ran it through the sewing machine on the diagonals. And if you look, you can see that this little row of flowers, like the smaller flowers, they run in lines. So as long as you make sure that your stitches hit that bit every time, you'll just end up with like perfect squares. And the big flowers have ended up in the middle. Honestly, it was a dream come true. And if you look at most fabric, if you hold it up, you will see, because quite often there's a repeat, you will see there are just natural lines that you could follow if you couldn't be bothered with the to draw them all on. This is a good way, like if you were interested in like trying to make a quilt, this is a really good way to practice, or like the process of making a quilt. If you just found some sort of fabric that you really liked, like I did this one, just practice the sandwiching together of the two fabrics and then the middle. Now, some people are going to be disgusted with what I tell you next, but I do not hand sew my bias binding on, and I never have. I'd rather be knitting, to be quite honest. So what I do is I stitch it to the back first and then fold it over, and I don't know if you can see, I just top stitch it, and it's always neat, and the back is always neat as well. So I always machine stitch mine rather than hand sewing it. Just think how much knitting you could get done. I know some people enjoy it, but no, not for me. So yeah, this is actually big enough to go across the whole of my sofa in the front room. And I have a look, Rachel has actually still got some of this in stock if you liked it. It's really pretty. Love it. I wouldn't enter it into a quilting competition, but I never would anyway. And I'm not bothered about that sort of stuff. Yeah, I woke up and I thought I'm going to do it, and I did. That is my, that's how I work with quite a few things. I just wake up and I'm going to do it. Like when I finally get round to painting my bedroom, I know that I'm just going to wake up and do it that day. It's best if I don't think about things. It's like Monday, I woke up and I thought I'm going to get some guinea pigs today, and I did. I went and got them. I've got 2 new guinea pigs. They are called Lovely, and she is black with a white and ginger hairstyle, and she's got a lovely big cowlick right in the middle of her forehead, and she is a little bit more scared than the other one, who is Patsy, who is black with like tiny white sort of flecks in her coat. Patsy's a bit more braver than Lovely. And I'd wanted some guinea pigs. I've always wanted guinea pigs, but Lizzie, my little girl, wanted a rabbit, so we got a rabbit, Mr. Bobkin. And then of course he died, and like he was so young, his cage was perfect. So we had the stuff, we've got the space, we've got the time, and most importantly, we had lots and lots of love. So we decided, well, I decided they're my guinea pigs, but I really want to tame them. So just gradually I'm starting to like handle them a little bit more every day. They'll get there. We have to just give everybody time, Doug, don't we? He is our longest standing cat. We bought him with our wedding money with his brother Teddy, and he has welcomed everybody into the house. He's never been horrible to anyone. You're so kind, aren't you, Doug? But how did I get on with that? Oh, I was telling you about this quilt. So that's that. So what else? Oh, I haven't told you what I'm wearing today. This is that pink cotton cardigan that I keep running on about. This is my safest cardigan I own. This was a Rowan pattern, and it was in, oh no, there's someone walking past, and it's a dog. Can you hear they're arguing with each other? I'm just going to shut that door. Lillian! I've locked them in. Hopefully it's not too loud. They will stop in a minute. When they see another dog, they argue with each other. Like really get cross with each other. They're so silly. It's like they're arguing about who the dog will like the most. But anyway, yeah, this was it was like a booklet thing called Rowan Hand Knit Cotton. But I've actually made it with Style Craft Classic Cotton. DK, what the hell is going on here? But never mind. I didn't really like the pattern because the way it's shaped was by changing from a larger needle to a smaller one to do the shaping, and well, you can see there's quite an obvious line, so I'd never do that. If I was ever going to make this cardigan again, I'd just stick to the same size needles. And when I was I put it on my dummy to take a picture of it, and look, I used these pins here that I've got. These big old pins. Oh look, there's a couple of teddy bears ears here that I've never been attached. I wonder who they were for. Yeah, I used these pins and I really liked the green and the pink, so I just bought green buttons. And my dress, this is an emery dress again, and this is some Moda fabric. Now you're going to see that and you're going to think, oh, she hasn't done that very well, but if you look here, this pattern is all over the place. So if whatever cat I would have lined up, I would have always ended up with a upside down one somewhere along the line. So there we are. I've got loads of cat dresses. I like cats. Now, whatever was I going to tell you about? Oh, I'm going to have to take my cardigan back off. So, yeah, whilst I was on holiday, I wanted to cast on the Blossom Cardigan. If you remember last time I'd bought the wool, and I have loved making this. I loved it so much that I was in a hot bath. Like, you know when you have a really good bath and it's just right? And I had some of my favourite body stuff. It's not expensive, it's just the Dove, and I think it's called something silk, and I had that, and it was the perfect temperature. However, knowing that this was waiting for me made me get out of it sooner than I would have normally done, because I just couldn't wait. So I started knitting this on holiday, but we had a bit of a problem because the knitting pattern was on my phone, and you'll see it in a minute. The back is heavily lace, and the way we got electricity, oh, we were on a narrow boat, by the way. The way we got electricity was to keep the boat running. So I have very limited phone time. So following the lace pattern from my phone was really hard. So I actually followed a lace chart for the first time ever, and I actually drew it out on a piece of paper so that I could do it. This lace pattern is beautiful. I still don't know how it works. I got used to it, but I certainly wouldn't say it's instinctive. You know, like when you do lace, you'll sort of know what's coming next, because there's actually a 48 row pattern repeat, and I still don't know what's going on with it, but I'll show you what I've done so far. Now I hope you're going to be pleased. I haven't actually knitted on it for a couple of days because I wanted to be able to put it on to show you, and I didn't want to have any stitches on the needles so I could show you properly. So I've done the waist, not the waistband, the neckband, and I've made the very controversial decision not to put any buttonholes in it because I hardly ever do my cardigans up. So it's just a V-neck, and I forgot how to do German short row, so I had to look it up and follow a video. Now let's see if I can turn around and show you the back. Oh, I can't show you. I might have to take it off. I've made it quite a bit shorter as well than the pattern suggested, because I that just sits nicely with the kind of dresses I wear. And I wear these dresses just about every day. So yeah, let me show you the back. If I put this white in front of it, behind it, maybe you'll be able to see it. It's a lovely lace pattern. I've really, really enjoyed it. I hope you can see it properly. It's beautiful, and it flew off of the needles. So all I've got to do now is the sleeves, and I don't think they're going to take very long because I saw how many stitches are needed. And I've made this is size 4, and it's made from King Cowl Cotton Soft DK, and I would use this again in a heartbeat, this wool, because it's perfect. It just looks lovely and neat. Yeah, it's easy. I found it like quite simple, but as long as you keep track of the row you're on so that you can do the lace properly, I think that's the only way you'd get in a muddle with it, if you just keep track of that. But I love it. Oh, this even got me out of bed in the mornings, like, you know, like when you think, oh, I'll have a lay-in. You say, oh no, I won't. I'll get up and I'll knit that cardigan instead. Yeah. Oh, so yes, now I've shown it to you, I can start the sleeves. So yeah, I'll put that over here, and I'll put the pink cardigan on because I am freezing. I feel cosy today. It's raining. I've got a new quilt, so I will be sitting under that very, very shortly. I've done all my work. I've cleaned the house. I've even done all the ironing. Whatever can I show you next? Oh yeah, so do you remember last time I had got the wool from Stuart Yarns, and I also said I think I'm done with socks now. Well, what a load of rubbish that was, because the other day I was sitting at my sewing machine and this wool had been on the table, and somehow it had become like it had lost its coat and it had become unravelled. Well, not unravelled. Oh, I've lost a stitch. Hang on a minute. But it had just like fallen out of its twist. And I looked at it on there and I thought, oh, those colours. I am going to take that on holiday with me as, like, if I ever want to do some socks. So I cast them on holiday. And as I was winding it up with my children, I could just tell that this was going to be so lovely. So I've actually ordered the September Club as well because I'm so pleased with it. Just look at those colours. This is what I love about hand dyed, and I actually took a picture of this when I started it and I said, look, this is what hand dyed is all about, because it is. Look, every single stitch is a different colour. And it's exciting. Like, look at that purple bit that's now coming up. And then there's a blue bit coming up as well, and a green bit and a yellow bit. Oh, yeah, so I have ordered the September Club as well. But then that's going to be it for me for wool, because my peak gift receiving period is about to start. So I've got my wedding anniversary on the 12th of September. And it's 11 years, and me and my husband were looking last night at what that is, and it's steel. So I thought, Stellina, I think I can get away with that. So I've pointed him in the direction of like sparkly wool. I said I wouldn't mind some of that. And then what have I got? I've got my birthday, Christmas, Valentine's and Mother's Day, and then my gift receiving ends. Then it starts again in the next September. So I tend to accumulate quite a lot of stuff around this time. So with what I'm going to show you in a minute and what I've got ordered, that's it. I don't need any more stuff apart from stuff to make jumpers and cardigans with. But yeah, I have got the September one coming along. But these are another pair of Peter socks, and I really enjoy them. I'm doing them 2 at a time. Oh, and I've got some hires, some new ones. Last time I said, can anyone tell me where I can get some more from? And people said, oh yeah, well you can get them from Ellie from Craft House Magic. And I looked, she didn't have them in stock. So I contacted her and I said, Ellie, do you think you could get hold of some? And she said, yes, I can get you some. And so I ordered 3 pairs, and it was such a good service. I love it when people say, well, no, I haven't got any, but I can. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, I was really pleased. So I've got 3 pairs. So I've now got enough to have 2 pairs of socks on the needles at the same time. Yeah. But these are just gonna sit and trickle away whenever I fancy a little bit. What I tend to do, like when I'm making a big thing like a jumper or cardigan, I will knit on it, and then you know when you think, oh, I don't think I should start another row because I think I'm getting a bit tired now, I'm ready for bed, that's when I'll tend to pick up a sock and do a couple of rows. But yeah, I'm pleased with these. So next time I see you, I'll be able to show you the September one that I've ordered. That should be with me by then. Where's my bag gone? Here it is. So I'll put those back in there. And this is, you know, you've seen this before. This is my sock bag with a very smartly dressed pussycat on it. Have you got a lollipop in your hand? No. It's just a very nice red paw. Sweet, isn't she? So I think that's it for what I've actually got at the moment. I have got plans to make another cardigan, but I don't really want to talk about it because then if I don't do it, I'll feel, well, you probably won't care if I don't do it anyway, but I'll see what happens. So next I'm going to show you stuff that I've got. I'm going to call this section Paula's Treats. So you know I said from Ellie I got the hires, which I am so happy about. Yes, I've discarded those stripy needles, but I'll tell you what, one of them did come in handy on holiday because I forgot a tape measure and I needed to measure something. And I thought, oh, I've got that horrible stripy needle. So with those, I looked in Ellie's shop and I've been wanting to make a green beret for a while. So I had a look and I said, oh, well, can you stick this in the in with the needles as well? So I've got this. And it's called Basket Case, and it's merino nylon DK. So I'm going to make myself now Doug's gone, I can show you my coat, can't I, and my snood and everything all together. So here it is. So I've got a purple coat, and then if I put this on, oh yeah, lovely. And then I'm going to make a green hat out of this. Oh, and I've also, this could come into it as well, I bought these from Rachel from So Ray Me. I've got these to go on my coat as well. So you'll be able to see the whole winter outfit. Yeah, so I'm going to make, oh Doug, come on, come on. I'm going to make a green beret with this. Well, obviously it's going to be green. I have found the pattern, but I can't remember what it is. It is actually one of Ellie's. Doug thinks I'm mental, I don't know. There. Yes, so I'm going to make a green beret with that. What else have I got to show you? Oh, I've got this new book. This is hot off of the press. It arrived this morning. I got an email yesterday telling me that it had been held up at customs and then it arrived. So it's this. It's the Vintage Christmas quilt book. And I am going to make this for Christmas, and I'm going to make it all in red, pink and cream, but I will use a little bit of green for the Christmas tree, and I will still keep him brown, so it will be sort of a little bit of green, red, pink and cream. I haven't even told you about my Christmas room yet, have I? So at Christmas, this room I strip, I completely empty it. I take down the curtains, I take away the tablecloth, this is emptied, all my sewing stuff is put away, I get Lillian's chair, all different, and then I replace it all with Christmas. Even I've got a mannequin here, and I even changed the dress to a Christmas dress, because I love Christmas. I love it. I know that some people don't, but I do, and I like to make it lovely for the children, because I want them to look back and think, oh, do you remember when Mum used to do the Christmas room for us? Yeah, and we have robins hidden, and there's a competition to see who can count all the robins. They're probably a bit old for it now, but I still do it, and they still join in, so as long as they join in, I'm going to keep doing it. But this has got the patterns for every single block in the quilt, but I think I am going to make the whole thing. Yeah, so that's that. So I've just got to get the fabric to make that, and then I'll get started. It's very pretty. So what next? So I've shown you my badges from Rachel and the quilt with the fabric, and then Kathy from the Whatnot podcast, she got in contact with me and asked me if I was making any bears to sell, and I said well, I'm not, but I'll make you one because I like your wool, so would you like to do a swap? So we did. So she sent me these two lovelies here. I think I'm going to make some pearly dots with this one, and possibly a hat out of that, because I'm going to start wearing hats this winter. I think if the more I've got, the more I'll wear. And so, because I'm not normally a hat wearer, I did make that blue beret last Christmas, but I did feel silly wearing it. But you've just got to get used to things, haven't you? So yeah, I've got these from her. Aren't they lovely? If I had, these were a surprise, and if I would have gone round to Kathy's and picked them, I'm sure I would have picked the same ones. Yeah, and love them. She sent me some other things as well. But yeah, I was very, very happy with those. So thank you very much, Kathy. I hope that your present arrives soon. Your little teddy bear. I hope it's not lost. I don't like sending the teddy bears out, really. I really worry about them. It's always nice to know that they've arrived safely. So if you do ever buy one, just say, Paula, the teddy bear's arrived. So do worry about them. So also, I won the Crafty Clegs yarn bird mal, didn't I, with Paula the chicken, who's up there. Hello Paula, hello Johnny, hello Meg. And so this is my prize. All this good stuff was here the day I got back. So what a delight to come home to. So I won this piece of fabric, which has already been eyed up by my daughter to make her something with. Little flip-flops on. I'll make her something like that, and I'll show you when I've made it. And I've got this little badge and some stitch markers, or progress keepers from Jeanette. And then I got this. I asked Jeanette if she dyed this. Oh, I'm talking about Jeanette from the Crafty Clegs podcast, by the way. She ran this with Dawn from the Dawn's Day podcast. But no, she hadn't dyed it, because I know she has been dyeing. And look at these little tiny bunny buttons. I won't be making anyone anything with these. These will be for me. Just got to find something to put you on, haven't I? I do miss my bunny. And then this as well. That lovely fabric. I think I'm going to use this as a makeup bag, because I've actually been using a Christmas project bag as my makeup bag. That is my sort of print. I think it's Liberty. It's lovely. Yeah, so thank you very much. Oh, these are from Kathy as well. These are stitch markers and a progress keeper. Lovely. So yeah, with all this stuff, I have got enough wool, haven't I, to last me. Great stuff. I just love stuff. So I've got my Stuart Yarns club coming, and I've got the Beehive Dolly Parton club coming, so I can make my Dolly Parton shawl. And I'm possibly going to order some stuff to make another jump. Oh, chilly dog, should we put this quilt over our lap so that you can... That's better, isn't it? Yes, I've got a few things coming to show you next time. So the next thing I'll talk about is my teddy bear club. They're all ready to go, and they're going to be posted out on the 2nd of September, which is Wednesday. Oh, I hope that you'll like them. I really, really like them. So because I had made 11, like one to keep, but I had someone ask me if I could squeeze another one in, but luckily I've made 11, and I didn't have any other stuff left, like skirt material, to make another one, so I said you can have it, because look around me, everybody, I don't really need another teddy bear. So yeah, they're all going out, and they've all got their own names, and of course, just like all of us, there's stuff we like and stuff that we don't like, so everybody who gets one, they will be told what they like, because it's hard, isn't it, when you've got someone new moving into the house. You have to know what they like and what they don't like. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I always make sure I drum it into people that the bears I make, they're not for children, they are just for show. You can pick them up, pat them and stuff like that, but they're not for children because they're all stitched together by hand. So the next ones are the Christmas bears, and I've got the fabric for the skirt. It's up there, I can see it. I've got the fabric for the skirts. I've picked the wool for the jumpers, but I'm just waiting for it to arrive in the shop of the dyer. And I know I'm going to put on the front of the jumpers. So last time I made 10, well 11, and I managed to do that. I might... I don't have to do the same again. I might say I could do, well, I don't know, I'll think about it, because I think the more you do, the less they well, I don't know. I loved making them. I loved everything about them, and they look so cute lined up together. So before I send them off, I will do a little video of them all together before they all go to all of their different homes. Yeah, they'll all be sent off. And a little bit of shop news. I've got some fabric coming so that I can make some pandas in dresses and jumpers. I was laying in bed. I always get my best, I don't know if it is a good idea, but I always get my ideas when I'm in bed, and I thought, oh yeah, pandas. So yeah, I'm going to make some pandas for next time. So next time I see you, I'll show them, and they'll be going in my shop. But this week, so tomorrow, I am going to have a shop update. I'm going to do it tomorrow, which will be Saturday, possibly the 29th, and I'm going to put them all in at 6 o'clock. So I've made some bags, and this is what is going to be going in. I haven't put the drawstrings in yet. So I've got this Liberty one. I'm not going to pay too much attention because it's not the shopping channel, is it? I've got this one. These are my new autumny bags that I'm going to make, that I've made. So there'll be a couple in this sort of colour, and then a couple in this sort of colour as well. I love these. This is the new Tilda collection. Some bunting at the back. And then this one with some buttons and bunting on the back. or the front. You could have it either way, couldn't you? And then I've got this one, nice pastel-y one, and this is quite a big one, and I think this has to be my favourite. And when I first bought this collection of fabrics, I thought, oh, I don't know if I like it, but I love it now. Purples and blues and greens. Also, I've got, hang on a minute doggy, let me go and get them. I've got some more of, oh, Paula, how can I lose them? Oh yeah, here we are. I've got some more of these going in as well, some of these tubs. I've got a few different ones, but I won't show you them all. But I did want to show you how big they actually are. So when I measured them, usually I've got a ruler here, but today I haven't. That bit there, I think that's only 22 centimetres. And when I put the description on eBay, not eBay, on Etsy, I thought, oh, that's not going to, people are going to think that's tiny, but I just wanted to show you what you can get in. So look, that's my sock project, and then my jumper project as well, my cardigan. So that's both in, and you've still got space, so I could put these three in. So just because the description sounds tiny, it's not. So I've got 2 projects in there and the 3. I'm just going to go with skein. I don't know if it's skein or skein, but skein comes out naturally, so that's what I'm going to say. Yeah, so I'm going to have some of these go in. I've got large and medium ones. And if you get one of these, when they come in the post, I fold them down and they'll come, and you think, oh, that's not what I ordered. But they pop out like that, and you can run them around the ironing board if you want, and they just pop out into a box. And I used to make them before and sell them on eBay, made out of Cath Kidston fabrics, and I was worried about how they travel to people, so me and my husband put them in an envelope and squashed them, and then opened them 3 days later, and they were fine. So they should travel quite well. Yeah, I love this quilt. When I was making it, it was very odd. My husband was strangely supportive about the process, because it was very boring to make. Like sewing straight lines. I knew I was going to love, you know, people say, oh, are you a product or a process? This was a product make. Yeah, he was weirdly supportive. I still can't quite get my head round it. Like, he kept saying stuff like, oh, you're nearly there, not long now, and he weren't like taking the mickey or anything, he meant it. So I don't know what was going on. So I'll tell you a little bit about my holiday. Did I tell you when the Christmas bears are going to go on sale? The 1st of October. But I'm sure I'll see you all again before then anyway. Yeah, so it was the narrowboat. It was not a relaxing holiday at all. I spent the whole of the time on edge because I was worried about a small dog or a child falling in the water the whole time. To get onto the boat, we had to step down from a riverbank on a drop that big, and then another drop that big to actually get onto the boat. And our dogs, we walk them on a lead which has got it's got one lead and then it's got 2 ends. So to get them on, we had to bundle them up under our arms and carry them whilst they were trying to wiggle away. Oh. So that was the first thing. And then there was no kettle. We bought a kettle, and it just, as soon as you plugged it in, it blew all of the electrics. And so in the end we bought a camping kettle, which was fine. I'm covered in bruises because I fell over so many times, and to go anywhere, I know they call it narrowboat because it is narrow. I had to turn on my side like this and walk like that wherever I went. And I'm making it sound awful, but I did enjoy it, but it just was not relaxing. And the electricity was an issue. We had to have the boat running to charge up stuff whenever we wanted to, like, watch the telly or anything like that. What else? Oh, we took it out once, and my husband was in charge of steering it, and I'd sit at the front and knit, which was lovely. And I don't know if you've ever been on a narrowboat, but there's a massive pole, and if you think, you know, you're getting a bit too close to like the bank, there's a big pole, and the person at the front can put it in the riverbank and push it so that you drift off. Well, we were driving towards this massive pile of stuff, and James was going, you're gonna have to like put the stick in, and well, there was nothing to put the stick into. It was just like a load of brambles, and he drove me straight into it. He felt really bad. I don't know if you can see, but I thought I was going to be impaled. No, you can't see anything. I thought I was going to be impaled, and I had Meg out the front with me, so I guarded her. Yeah, so getting the knitting patterns off of my phone was a bit of a nightmare until I had the idea to draw the chart. Yeah, and I've never knitted from a chart before, but I think I'm going to do it all the time now. Yeah, my husband will be home in a minute. He texted me earlier and said, do you fancy, like when I get home, should we go and get the children's uniform? No, I don't want to do that at all. I've had it in my head that I'm normally really prepared for going back to school, but I didn't think it was going to happen, because I thought all the stuff that you have to do to go in a shop, how on earth are they going to fit hundreds of kids in a school? But they are going to do it, so I am now way behind. So we're going to go and get the uniform tomorrow. Still don't know if they've got to wear masks, the big ones. I think it's up to the school. I hate seeing children in masks. I think it's really sad, because mine are 14, they do have to wear them in shops, and I forget about it, and I turn around and I see them and I think, you know, I make them, of course I make them do it, and they don't care at all. I just find it sad. Like when I used to, like when I've seen pictures like from the wars, when there's like the tiny children's gas masks, that always made me really sad. I just think it's sad that that's going to be part of their childhood. Like 14. Like 14, I was smoking up the phone box of all my friends. No, I weren't. I was never one of the cool kids. Still not. I went to the school disco once and I cried because I wanted to go home. And I turned up with you know, jeans are always better the second day. I turned up to the disco with yesterday's knickers hat hanging out of the bottom of a pair. Yeah, so I've never been a cool kid. Oh, what am I talking about? Don't I tell you some rubbish? I think it's time for me to go because things are getting out of hand. I just wanted to say thank you ever so much to everybody who's mentioned me and all my new subscribers. It's nice to have you all here. I hope you enjoy it. I really love making videos. It's just so nice to get it all off my chest, because like I said in my first video, I really haven't got anyone to talk to about this sort of stuff. I could talk to James about, I don't know what we do talk about actually. Sit in silence. I would say that's the thing, isn't it, about marriage? Marriage is finding someone to sit in silence with and not feel awkward. I always think, like, you could go anywhere with anyone, couldn't you? As long as you're doing something to distract you, you're all right. But it's the sitting still with someone doing nothing. That's the hard bit. Oh, what am I talking about? I've got to go. I've got to go. Sorry about all this. I'll see you soon. I hope you're all okay. Bye bye. I think I just took a picture of myself.